have the current stock market update for Supermicro Computer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So what we're going to do here is we're really going to just sort of clean up this entire situation that we have been watching and pull out to a very broad time frame here, because we really do need to sort of reassess this entire chart history here because so much destruction has been done. So what we're going to do in this short video is to sort of remove all of these prior chart markings and trend lines and everything like that, and just to try to take a basic simple look at the price chart to see where it is that this stock might actually start to find some support. So, as we can see here, this recent price movement, what this has really done is we've already erased all of this upward share price action that occurred from roughly the beginning of January to the beginning of really March. So it was a little over 2 months where most of this upside price action was really seen. It was a very short period of time. And it was really an explosion in share prices. We did see massive movements here. And this was also supported by trading volumes as well. So this was the real thing. I mean, this was not an insignificant price move. But as we can see at this point, we have now just retraced all of that activity before the end of the year also, which is another interesting point here to make. This upside price action occurred in about 2 months. And then over, these following months here, we've just seen tremendous price movement slower. And we've now given back this week all of those gains, which is very surprising. A lot of two-way price action here. So at the moment, we do have to sort of reassess what exactly is going on, because this recent price break below, we can call this roughly 3660, is really massive in terms of the longer term outlook, because as we can see here, this was the prior major resistance zone that was defining the stock's history previously. So sort of leading up to this major price movement, share prices kind of moved right around 3660 and then started to fail here. And then we saw a long period of sideways consolidation and then this massive breakout. So what this tells you is that this is a very significant level. And then when we fall back into that level from the top, it would be expected to work as support, which it actually did. If we look at the history here, we can see that share prices really did bounce off of this area, and this is a bigger bounce than it looks because it's such a long-term time frame. We bounced from these lows, which would have come in right around $38 per share, and then we bounced from here to a share price movement above $50. So this looks like a very minor price movement, but it is clear that the market was attempting to find some support in this area, and it did occur. It just didn't last for very long, because now we get this negative news about Ernst & Young resigning and refusing to work with Supermicro Computer and sort of refusing to be associated with the accounting records that are being released going forward. So, as it currently stands, this is a lot of share price destruction. I mean, I think that's probably obvious. I guess that's probably stating the obvious, but we do need to sort of attempt to find an area here for where share prices might be able to sort of find their footing. So one area that I would be watching here would come in at the prior range bottom. I mean, because if we look here, we can see that the stock previously, in its past, was sort of developing a sideways trading range. And then ultimately, once we broke out of that trading range, that was the sort of explosion point where the stock really rocketed higher. But if we look, just in terms of the stock's history in its past, this price low, this range bottom, comes in right around 2266. So I do think that this is going to be an important area to watch going forward. I mean, we have done so much share price action at this point that, a huge amount of momentum is now being focused in the negative direction. And, is this support zone going to be enough to hold up share prices? Well, it's certainly debatable. And a lot of this is going to depend on, just how the company just manages this situation. I mean, it's really damage control at this point. There needs to be a major PR push and sort of even like a marketing campaign to sort of to revive this company's reputation. And, we're just really not seeing much of that. I mean, it really is the CEO dropping the ball. And the longer he goes without making public statements and sort of alleviating investor concerns, the more it looks like there really is legitimate wrongdoing that's being done here. So we don't know if that's actually the case, but it is definitely, the longer this goes on, the more it is starting to look this way. And then we also have to deal with this Department of Justice investigation, which really hasn't seen much of an update. We really don't know how that's going to turn out. But this is the type of thing that can go on for a very long period of time, and it can make investors just extremely worried. So, is this actually going to be the bottom, 2266? Currently, we're looking at a share price low that comes in right around 2601. So that would be the current price low. I mean, we don't know if that's going to be the bottom yet. It really does not look like that's the case. If we just sort of quickly look at the indicator reading here on the weekly price chart, we can see that all of this prior momentum to the top side, has now been broken. So that's gone. I mean, we can't really expect that to come back here anytime soon. But what should be noted here is that the relative strength index is starting to move into oversold territory. So, when you're seeing something like that, typically, and we're not necessarily saying that the conventional logic here is going to hold up. Will that even be true at this point? But, the conventional wisdom, the traditional logic would say that, as you're moving into a period of oversold trading, just as the share price itself is starting to move into an old range bottom where there has been a significant amount of support in the past, the suggestion there typically would be that you would start to see a bounce, or at least a stalling in the downside price movement. So there could be more news here that comes out and sends share prices straight through 2266, and then then that support level goes as well. If that were to occur, I would probably start to look at probably $9.25 as the next potential level of support from there. So that's just sort of the price low that was seen. This would be April 2023. We saw price lows of $9.32. So just from the longer term perspective here, I mean, this is getting very dicey and very difficult to project into the future here. But just in terms of simple support and resistance zones, the next major level here is 2266, and then from there, it does start to look like we're moving down to possibly a test of that $10 level. So this is just a major story, just a major catastrophe for the people that had to weather and last through long positions with this thing, because this was just a really unfair situation, and it should not have occurred. There's major wrongdoing here from the CEO, just based on the fact that he's not managing this situation properly. I mean, even if we can say that there's no major wrongdoing done, he certainly has not managed this situation properly, and shareholders have suffered as a result. So here's the current market update for Supermicro Computer, stock ticker SMCI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.